Alright, next chapter is The Royal Physician, starring Anton Sokolov as the Royal Physician. Now, something you might have noticed right there is that we're actually doing this in the Missions tab and not in the actual game, and that is because I got all the way to the end of this chapter in my actual playthrough, did it without being caught or killing anybody, and saved the game, and then realized that Plays TV hadn't been recording, so I went into the Missions tab and actually recorded the mission itself. So this isn't actually in my playthrough of the game, but this mission, as you're going to see, first of all, you probably are looking at the video and noticing that it's really, really short compared to the other chapters that we've been doing. It's even shorter than the first chapter. And the reason why is because this chapter is actually really linear. It's still fun, I still like this chapter, but it's really linear compared to basically any other chapter. So right off the bat, there's this side path that you can take. You want to time this particular blink kind of well, because there is a guard that comes over here and stands next to that dumpster. Once you're in this building, you're pretty safe. And there's a bunch of money in here that you can grab. I'm not entirely sure what that key opens. I think there's a warehouse on the other side of the street that you can actually get into. I'm not actually sure. So you can blink up here, grab this whale oil tank, and stick it in here, and that lets you take this minecart over to the other side of this walkway. And you're hidden from view while you're traveling in the minecart, which is a nice little twist. Basically lets you just cross this section of the street without having to worry about guards at all. And you can blink in this house. There's some money and whatnot in here. There's a door in this house that you can't open. You actually have to go around to the other side of the house. But you can hear that there's a rune making its little rune noise, so we're gonna go and get that. We want to get as many of the runes in this mission as possible. I think we actually do get every single rune in this mission. Because we need to have enough rooms to buy the possession spell, which will make the Lady Boyle mission considerably easier. So you see, we just went up that chain, grabbed the room at the top of the stairs. Once you do that, you want to come back inside this house, because this will allow you to get to the door to the next area without too much of a hassle. Just blink up to the top of this guard post, and then once you're ready, you can warp behind those boxes and you're in the clear. Okay, next area. So in here we are going to be heading inside of Pratchett's house. You don't have to come in here, this is kind of an optional area, but Pratchett has a lot of money in his house, which is obviously very helpful, and he also has a rune in here, so we are going to take him out. Now there's Pratchett out there talking to a guard. We're going to wait for them to stop conversing, and then once they're done, Pratchett will come back in here and start to go upstairs, and we're going to attack him then. So yeah, like I was saying before, this mission is really, really short, at least in terms of this particular recording. This mission can take a while if you go through and do all of the side quests and get absolutely everything. In particular, going through Sokolov's actual house, like the normal way to do it, quote-unquote normal way, but going through it that way takes a long time, because Sokolov's actual house has a lot of guards that you have to circumnavigate or take out in one way or another. But we're going to be going through the easy way, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Alright, so now that Pratchett's down, we have his key. We're going to go through and get all the money that he's got in his house. And on the next floor is Pratchett's safe, which has the rune in it. I already know the passcode to this safe, but if you don't, the passcode is hidden inside of Pratchett's paintings. There's a note right here that will tell you the code to the safe if you just follow its instructions. Alright, so now that we've got all the money in Pratchett's house, we're going to head up to the roof and head over here, and there's another rune in this house. There's this mad survivor guy walking around. We're just going to take him out with a sleep dart. There we go. And this rune is on an actual outsider shrine, so the outsider is going to appear and talk to us about Sokolov for a bit.
Rivers change course over many lifetimes, and eventually all bridges tumble down. 1,000 years ago, there was another city on this spot. The people carved the bones of whales into runes and inscribed them with my mark. Children still find them washed up in the river mud. Anton Sokolov has made a great study of my runes.
Yeah, I'm sure I mentioned this before, but I'm not a huge fan of the Outsider's voice actor. I'm pretty sure he has a different voice actor in Dishonored 2. At least that's what I heard. I haven't played Dishonored 2 yet. I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to play it because it looks amazing. It looks basically just like Dishonored 1, essentially. At least that's what I've heard in reviews and whatnot. I know there was a bit of like latency issues at first, but in the most recent patch, I'm pretty sure they fixed that.
Start by being a bit more interesting.
Yeah, Sokolov, be more interesting. Jeez. Alright, so we're gonna keep sticking to this side of the street. The next big guard area gave me a bit of trouble, and I'm not sure that the way I end up handling it is necessarily the best way, but it works, so I go with it. So from this apartment, you see that there's that window that's got boards on one side of it. Do not go out onto the windowsill. If you go out onto the windowsill, that arc pylon will be in your range, or you will be in its range, sorry, and it will zap you. So if you just kind of blink behind that guard post and then blink across the bridge, you should, and if you do it quickly, you should make it before any guards see you. There is one guard standing right in front of where the first warp puts you, but it takes a bit of time for him to actually look over and notice you. So as long as you're quick, you should be able to warp past him. So you want to take out that whale oil canister that I just took out, obviously, because there's another arc pylon you want to walk past. The guard standing in front of it won't turn around, so you can just sneak right past him. You don't even have to choke him out or anything. So coming up these stairs, there's another guard patrolling around up here that you're going to need to worry about. I get a bit lucky with his placement this time, and he's actually going up the stairs when I want to be choking him out. So I can just sneak up behind him and get him. Alright, I pull this lever. You don't have to. It just gives you a bit more cover as you're crossing the bridge. Although it does make a noise, it does alert the guard on the other side. But he doesn't really do anything about it. And this also gives you a really easy blink up to where the spotlight whale oil canisters are. So once you get up here, just take these out. And there we go. We can now escape the mission after we get Sokolov. That was the purpose of that little side mission there. Alright, and I escape the bridge this way. I climb out over this beam. There is a guard to the left there, but he never really looks up and notices anything. So just blink to the top of this guard post, and then blink back here, and you're safe to go. Now, originally, I broke into that apartment that we're just walking by on the left there, and got the Rivercrest Pearls, but the problem with that is there are 2 thugs in there, and they can be kind of tricky to get past without them noticing, so I just ignore that money. It's not like we already got a whole bunch of money in Pratchett's house anyway, so I'm not super concerned with that. Alright, this upcoming area also gave me a bit of trouble, but the way that I found through this area actually works pretty well. So what you want to do is you want to blink to the top of this guard post. There is a guard inside of it that will eventually leave in a couple of seconds, and when he does, we're just going to sleep dart him. I don't really want to take any chances with getting behind him and then choking him out while there are other guards that do tend to look up here. So I just sleep dart him, grab his body, and pull him in here. And once you're in here, you want to pull this lever, and that will stop the wheels from turning on the other side of this walkway that we're about to see. And that will allow us to just quickly blink through them. So you see there's this wheel right here where it would be spinning if we hadn't pulled that switch, and we wouldn't be able to blink through there. So once you pull that whale oil canister, this wall of light will be deactivated, and we'll be able to go right through it without any trouble at all. Alright, so we're already at the last area, so hooray. Like I said, this area is really quick. And we're going to actually come in here and get to this secret room. There's a bit of money in here that we can grab. So if you pull this faucet 3 times, there's a note in this room that will actually tell you this secret. But if you pull this faucet 3 times, this door will slide open. There are some rats in here that are going to get you. Just kill them. There aren't any guards around, so you can feel free to just kill the rats. And then grab the money. And then come on out here, blink to this windowsill. And from here you can blink to the rooftops. Now, I take a bit of a side route so that I can grab one more safe that has 200 more gold in it. That safe right there behind that painting. The code to this safe, you have to free the guys that are behind this trap below you. If you take out all the guards in front of it and then free the people inside of the cell, they will tell you the code to this safe. So I already know the code to the safe, so I don't even have to bother freeing them. Haha, suckers. But that's a really easy safe to get if you know the combination. So you can just blink up here when you're ready, and there's this guard who actually notices me. This is the first time he actually notices me. But thankfully I take him out before he actually gets alerted to my presence. And that's the only guard that we're going to have to deal with in Sokolov's house, actually. He's the only guard that patrols this balcony, and we're already here at Sokolov, so there he is. I like to peek through the keyhole just to get a bearing on where he is, but I'm pretty sure he's always in the same place every time. So you can just come in here, sleep dart him, or sneak up behind him and choke him out, whichever suits your preference. Grab the last rune, free this lady from her cell.
I don't have anything to take. Leave me be. Thank you. Whoever you are, he kept me alive.
Leave me be, thank you.
Like an animal. Pain is horrible right now. So I'll just hide in a corner and leave when I'm feeling better.
Poor lady doesn't realize she's going to die of the plague soon. But anyway, we've got Sokolov now, so now it's time to make our clean getaway. And this getaway is so easy. I don't really know like what the big deal is with this mission at all. Like, do people seriously have trouble with this mission? Because this is such an easy getaway. Basically, as long as you stick to the rooftops, you are completely safe. Once you get over to this rooftop, just blink down to this platform, and then you can blink level 2 all the way down to the dock where Samuel is, and there we go, mission over.
Drop him here and we'll be off.
Like I said, this mission is really not that challenging. I mean, you just saw the mission is over in 15 minutes. But this mission was actually still a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this mission. I had a great time figuring out a route through that area that was not just safe and allowed me to get through without killing anyone or getting detected, was actually pretty fast, too. Considering my first playthrough, it took me about an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes to get through this whole area because I actually went through Sokolov's house. Just finding this alternative route was really, really entertaining. I'm really enjoying this playthrough in general so far. The next chapter, though, is my favorite chapter in the game. It's Lady Boyle's Last Party. That's gonna be a grand old time, because there's actually a bit of random chance involved in that mission.
Well done. I doubt a dozen soldiers could have done it better. Sokolov's knowledge will enable us to strike at the Lord Regent directly, and ultimately help you get your life back. Soon, we won't have to hide in the shadows. The royal physician is brilliant, but he was a fool to protect the Lord Regent. Sokolov gave us the elixir.
So we're getting pretty close to the Lord Regent now, too, which is exciting. The Lord Regent mission is also another one that I really like, and you guys will see why when we get to that. But right now, we're coming up to my favorite mission in the game, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Stay tuned next time for my favorite mission in the game, and have a good one, everybody.
Wake up. You were making funny faces while you were sleeping. I decided to nap here in your room while Callista was taking her bath. She told me if there's ever trouble, I should always run here. Callista will come get me when she's done with her bath. Thanks, Corvo. It makes me feel better.